We'll know if it buzzes on my fucking phone.
It says it's starting. Stream health. Are we live?
Hey, it says we're live. Hold on, let me hit a.
Oh my
Well, no, I don't want to hit a play button because that'll
god.
fuck me up.
I see ya. We're live.
Good.
What a pain in the dick. Okay.
So, to start off the show proper, sorry we're late. Technical fuck ups.
Okay. Well, let me move this over here with the thing here and the dealie and the mobobber, and then that makes me move these fucking things. Son of a bitch. Okay. Are we set on the chat and everything? Such a pain in the ass. It shouldn't have been this fucking difficult. So, why was it difficult? Let's go into that before we even get fucking started with what's going on here. This is the reason it took so goddamn long to go live. This is the reason there's nobody fucking watching, because everybody expected that we'd be there at about 8, and we fucking weren't. And why the fuck weren't we? Because Google, also YouTube, yada yada, same idea. Google owns YouTube. They shut down the
Stream feature.
Yeah, they shut down the stream feature.
They said, hey, you like Google Hangouts? Fuck you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did.
Technically, the whole stream is actually centering on Seth.
Yay!
Because it just went to you.
Hi.
Okay, so, yeah. Oh, god damn it. So I'm going to switch that to there. In case any of those things come up. So, okay. We don't have nearly as long as we normally would have, so we're just going to have to jump some topics here. So, okay, guys. Because of all the technical difficulties, where are we starting today?
Obviously the big bullshit of fucking mass shootings and deathly fucking tragedies and all sorts of bullshit that unfortunately is commonplace, and all of a sudden every politician, it's fucking violent video games, they're the problem. Dude. I'm sorry, I play violent video games every day, don't get me wrong, I have anger issues, but that's from other shit. I'm not about to pick up an automatic weapon and open fire.
I'm so fucking tired of this cliche of blame the video games. It's too fucking simple. You're not looking at the actual issues. You're looking for a fucking dodge, and you know exactly how to find it. What about mental health problems? What about actually looking into the standards of how you have created a system that allows businesses to overtly take away portions of your life because they feel like it? What about the fact that we have created a system that takes away individual rights?
What about looking at the person themselves?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, everybody wants something to blame, but nobody's willing to accept the fact that these people get damaged by a system that has been created that gives a little bit too much power to the industry and and barely any power to, say, a person. If you want to know why people are getting so angry, so fed up, and so delusioned with society in general, it's because their entire life they grew up watching things like Full House. Okay? This is going to sound ridiculous, but it's real. They grew up watching things like Full House, and they were told that, you know, family comes first, and that this is the way life is, and that we'll care for each other, and this is things. And I'm not saying that everybody needs a fucking beautiful family life, but let's be honest here, when you're given that kind of information, and then you turn around and you go into the real world and you figure out that 80% of what you were told or shown was highly bullshit, because, like, your family fucking don't come first, your business comes first. It always does. Because money is the ultimate factor in everything. But rather than attack an industry that has created situations where they can hold you at work and determine what your hours are and change you and not care about people in general. They attack easy systems. And easy systems are rock and roll. We don't agree with it. Easy systems are video games. I don't understand it. Comic books at one time were poisoning the youth of America. Like, if it was as simple as video games, if it really was as simple as video games, then the problem would be solved. It would just be over. It really there would be no problem, because it would be ridiculous to even imagine that there could be a problem.
Right. Not to mention the fact that there's 13 or 14 different studies that have been done through major universities and different shit like that, and every single last one of them has either come up, the data's inconclusive, or there's no correlation between a human being a violent, terrible, sociopathic motherfucker and video games being violent. Like, not one.
If video games caused it, let's be honest here, if video games caused it, I can tell you right now, one of the biggest things that would happen, I would fucking kill you. I would. I'd kill you. Think of all the things that we've played. I don't street fight or anything of that nature. I cannot fathom how this is still such a problem. And it's not going to go away anytime soon. It's not. It's an age-old fucking problem, and it's not going to go away because they need a scapegoat rather than attacking the actual situation. And that's what they've chosen. It's what they've decided is the right idea.
The stupid games are too violent. Scapegoat bullshit.
Right, but like I said, everything has been this. Because they did it with rock and roll. Rock and roll was the thing that was damaging America and making us violent. And they did it with comic books, and they did it with television, and they did it with it's always somebody's turn. Rather than addressing the issues at large and actually looking at people, they find a scapegoat, because people in general, and this is a real thing, people need something to blame. They need something to blame, to attack, to hate, because it helps us. It sounds ridiculous, but that is a fundamental truth. Just like in all the fucking movies where all the townspeople grab their pitchforks, it's because at whatever given point in time that a problem occurs, they need something to attack and something to blame.
You talk about the pitchforks and stuff. People are talking about how video games are getting people to be violent. Hey, back in the old days, they were burning women and people for being witches.
Yeah. And I wish that was the only problem.
Yeah, because that was the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That at the time was the scapegoat. That is what they chose to attack. Yeah, you're right. You just proved my point almost 100%. People need, when things go wrong, and when it's truly scary, and when chaos invades our world, we look for something to blame. And sometimes, the thing that we choose to attack or choose to blame is whatever happens to be the simplest thing around the corner. And 80% of the time, this is the newest media, or the newest problem. When we have a political problem, what's the first thing we do? We attack Donald Trump. Why? That's not necessarily the right thing to do every time. He can't cause every fucking problem in America. I mean, I don't fucking love the guy by any means, but he can't be the source of all fucking evil and bane in our country. It can't.
Right.
But he's the easiest thing to attack at any given time.
There was violence and shootings before video games were even a thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because there's always...
And I mean...
we look for the scapegoat. We burned people for witchery.
Yeah.
Without proof.
And I mean... Yeah, and I mean, when Bobcat Goldthwait, he made a movie called God Bless America, which was It's a movie about a guy who literally finds out that he has an inoperable tumor or cancer or something like that. And basically, the guy's going to fucking die. So he's sitting around. He's sick of his life. You know, he's got his ex-wife who treats him like shit. He works a dead-end job where the boss treats him like shit. He knows he's going to die, and he hears his neighbors constantly who are watching shit like Entertainment Tonight all the time. And they're like, oh, my God, what's wrong with Lindsay Lohan? What the fuck? And he's like, I can't stand this shit anymore. So he fucking picks up a gun, and he starts killing motherfuckers on TV who are being complete assholes. Like, he literally kills a girl who was being a complete and total raging cuntaholic from a My Super Sweet 16 knockoff show. And literally there was like some association who was like, we need to boycott his movies because that type of shit will make all of America violent. And literally the quote that he gives during an interview is he goes, if movies made people violent, like the military would shut down and start making motion pictures. Like there wouldn't be a military anymore. You just make a movie saying, hey, there's evil people over here. Get your guns and get them. And we'd grab our guns and get them. Like, it's always the easiest to attack whatever is sitting right there in front of you. They did it with our fucking cartoons. Literally, our cartoons. In the 90s, there were whole committees that were designed to sit around and go, oh, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man can't throw punches.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's violent.
Yeah, it's violent, and it would affect the children of our world. It would fuck up America.
The Ninja Turtles. Yeah, the Ninja Turtles can have samurai swords and shit, but they're not allowed the fuck to use them unless they're cutting a rope.
Not just that, because one kid, one dumb motherfucker hit himself in the neck with nunchucks. They took away Mikey's weapon from that point on. He had to fucking fling around that grapple hook shit.
Wait, what about the kid who tried to jump off of a roof thinking he was Superman?
Well, it's not just that. There's another kid that fucking burned himself at a gas station because he watched Beavis and Butthead.
No, what that was it was It was a mother who decided to leave her house, left her 2 small children at home so she could go to a bar and get some dick, and when she came home, her kids, who she already knew had been trying to play with matches, burnt down the fucking house, and she claimed, oh yeah, they were watching Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, because then they wouldn't let Beavis say fire. They played on the edge of it for like a couple of seasons. It's always easy to blame your bullshit on somebody else, and that's all this was. That's all this fucking was. That's all it ever has been. That's all it ever will be. Like, I get it. This is shitty, but I really feel like we should move the fuck on, because this is the truth of it. This is what it is. It's a scapegoat problem. And just give it a fucking month, and everything will... But here's the thing. Normally, I would say to ignore this and we'll give it a month and it'll go away. But now I'm sitting here thinking, well, there's a reason, because, like, all of a sudden, like, this one caused a hell of a knee-jerk reaction. Because now we're seeing, well, Walmart, of course, something bad happened in Walmart. Okay. So now Walmart has this knee-jerk reaction to pull down all violent advertisement. They didn't say they would not sell video games. That is not what those articles said. They said they are removing... all violent ads. Anything that advertises violent media, anything that talks about things like that, yada yada. And here's the thing that scares me. When Walmart has a knee-jerk reaction like this, Walmart is one of the largest corporate empires on the planet. What if Target follows suit? What if after Target follows suit, Best Buy follows suit? And what if after Best Buy follows suit, you see what happens? And then before you know it, everybody will be scared of their own shadow and nobody will show a kung fu kick.
Yep. I don't know. I still say before we move on, the greatest thing ever was that senator or congressman or whoever the fuck he was, the politician, who was, what was it? He's a Republican candidate from fucking California, and he goes, Japan doesn't have gun violence like this because there's no video games in Japan. Motherfucker, do you know where this shit comes from?
And
right.
technically
All of these companies, sans Microsoft, is in goddamn Japan.
And there was a possible bomb scare at Square Enix.
Look, people are shitty everywhere. And you're going to tell me if video games were the guaranteed scapegoat, if it was the thing to blame, then I need you to explain to me things like the fucking Unabomber. Was he a fucking hardcore Mario turtle stomping motherfucker? And that's what did it? Like, people are fucked up, okay? And they're fucked up by the society that we have built around those people, and we never notice that those people have problems until it's too fucking late. And it's always the same fucking shit. It's always the same shit. You always hear the same garbage when it's over. Oh, I couldn't believe it. It shocked me. I would have never seen him doing something like that. Because you don't know shit about him.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Yeah, what is it? Christopher Titus, he goes, you know what's great about serial killers? There's a serial killer on the loose. They catch the serial killer. News correspondent shows up. They talk to the neighbor. He was really quiet. He always said hi to me, though. So if you got a kid who walks around your neighborhood really quiet, keeps to himself, says hi every now and again, take him out. It's like, well, yeah. But anymore, everybody still dreams of like the 1940s and 50s idealization. There's the mommy, the daddy, the son, the daughter, the dog, the white picket fence. That shit doesn't fucking exist anymore. Why? Because society has changed, but our ideas have not. Our ideas still stick with the very last thing that we remember, which once again is childhood. What was your childhood like? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it in between? Was it, because at the end of the day, that's what you fucking yearn for the most, is going back and being a kid. Why? Because jobs and bills suck, and you want to be able to sit down and watch cartoons in your PJs, eating a bowl of Captain Crunch.
Look, there are too many issues here.
Fuck going to work.
There are too many issues here to actually... I'm telling you, this topic could go on for the next 4 hours, because if you want to talk about what's actually causing the problems, it's compensation for the work people are doing. It's how much time people spend at work.
Yep.
It's the price of success. It's what it means to actually succeed and get your white picket fence life, and the kind of toll that it takes on you to earn that life, and what it does to your kids that you were never fucking there to take care of because mommy has to be a lawyer. I get it. We need lawyers and shit. But there's something to be said about the fact that we abandon everything that we promised ourselves in order to go after this dream. And anything that you want in life, anything that you want to earn has to cost something. Be it time, be it money, be it parts of your future. Everything has a price. There's no such thing as free. And sadly, part of the price of this hardcore success, and everybody has to be a college student, and everybody has to have buku debt, and everybody has to go off their fucking rocker to get, and to earn, and to do. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, right now, I'm starting to experience it. I finally, for the first time in years, moved up into a position that's not packing parts. But it came with something bizarre. Like, I spend a lot of time missing breaks and talking with guys that make $1 million more than me, and, like, I have to go to corporate events and shit like that. Like, I have to go to a corporate event that's taking place tomorrow during what would have been my weekend, during what would have been my free time, so that I can watch people eat really expensive food at a ball game. And I'm not going to be eating that food.
Yep.
That's the price of success, is I'm not where they are. I'm quote, climbing the ladder. And in order to climb the ladder, that takes my free time and my money and my breaks and partial of my sanity and a good portion of my self-respect. But that's what it is to move up. So you reach a point where you need to make a decision. Do you say, fuck it? I don't really care about the extra money. I'll just stay the fuck where I am. And I'll deal with the... Because I'll tell you this right now. I've said it for years, and I still stick by it. And they're finding that out about me because they keep asking me to do all this stuff. Like, hey, can you stay over and do this? And I'm now at the point where I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. I won't do it. Because, to me, as much as they may laugh at me for my decision, my 2 hours with Gwen is more important to me than the money you were going to pay or the possible future I might inherit for the loss of my 2 hours. I pick and choose what it is I want and what it is I don't want. And this is just one fundamental that affects people. It's not even getting into things like compensation. I seen something a couple days ago where a guy was like, maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe it's not why do you think you deserve $15 for handing out hamburgers at McDonald's when I, as a federal worker, or I, as so-and-so, as a lawyer assistant, only make $15? That's bullshit. Well, maybe your question should be, why don't you make more? Yeah, compensation is a funny thing here in the corporate world that we're building all around us when, like, you see these corporate empires, they grow and they grow and they grow and they grow on the backs of individuals. And, like, okay, McDonald's. McDonald's is a perfect fucking example. The perfect system, and it's never going to happen, but the perfect system would be a system that you dedicate your life to if you are actually involved with said company and you are part of the reason that company is moving forward. You should see a part of that profit, should you not? No matter what company it is. But I would argue a second point. Second point. I'm not just looking to give everybody what they want, and everybody, fucking claps their hands and says, oh, fucking Bill wants us to make money. No, because there's a second part to this. If you were to dedicate yourself to a business, say you work for AT&T, and you may work in the lower brackets, okay? You pack AT&T materials and whatnot, and you ship them. That's fine. Now, as AT&T gains profit, some of that profit, no matter what it is, should trickle down and go into your pocket. Every fucking year. It may not be as extensial as somebody that's at the very top, but you should be getting something. Every company in America should have a profit share system. But if your company starts going south, you should also lose money with the company.
Yep.
So if you're packing parts and you're making money because there's a $4 billion fucking profit margin this year, and next year, for whatever reason, you only make a couple $1,000s, you need to ask yourself real quick, why did that happen? Because the other thing is we don't even understand the industries we work in. We don't. Nobody fucking does.
Yep.
Like, you have a general idea, but you don't know what the fuck your company's doing or how they're making money or why they're making money. And when money starts disappearing, it's not actually your problem. So by the time you even hear about it, they're closing the fucking doors of your warehouse.
Yep.
But that's just one system that creates shitty people. It's not video games. It's not music. It's not comic books. It's not television. It's not movies.
Yep.
It's
all of those are distractions.
It's the systems that we have built up around ourselves that we deal with on a daily basis that slowly beats us to a point where finally somebody that honestly has fucking mental problems says, you know what? Fuck it. And I'm surprised. I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised it took so fucking long for something like Walmart to get hit. I don't want to make light of the situation, but I am surprised it took this long for it to happen. And sadly, we're going to go through the same system all over again. We're going to bitch about it like we did today. We're going to be sad about it. We're going to say, please show respect. We're going to knee-jerk reaction. Congress is going to complain and whine. Children are going to claim that there has to be a better way. Then we're just going to tuck this motherfucker under the rug. And I guarantee you, 2 months from now, nobody's talking about it.
Yep.
Nobody. We'll move on to the next problem rather than solving the issues we see.
Yep. Don't worry, guys. We put some flex tape on it. That should hold for another month.
Shit. I went and got my bottle of kinda hold shit together glue. Put that on there.
Fucking A.
Did you guys see that when I made it?
I did.
Yes. I saw that. I was like, fuck yes. All right. It's a joke at my expense, but I still love it. Fucking Shane. Would you rather have super glue or kind of hold shit together glue? To be honest, I'd rather have kind of hold shit together glue. It's like, well, I mean, I guess there's no bullshit in the name, I guess. I mean, all right. All right, so let's go to next topic. I think we're going to move on to, and I know I fucking wrote it down for you, but there's that game that came out, that Chinese game, and I'll find the name of it, but
yeah,
people started crying foul. I'm on it right now.
Well, can you share your screen? Whoever can share your screen needs to look for it. So that
it's okay. Because it's a game called Geisha Impact. I know, or excuse me, Genshin Impact. I know that.
I was going to say, Geisha Impact is a very different game, I'm sure.
Sure.
Right? Much different game.
Okay.
That falls into that lolly shit.
Shane is finding it.
That or he's finally hooking up his damn webcam.
Oh, I can't find my webcam. I told you that.
Oh. Well, you had it like a few weeks ago.
So what is this? What is this thing? What are they crying about? Because I heard that basically China made a game that ripped off another game, and boo fucking who, if you want.
What's it called?
It's called Genshin Impact, and I read the article because Scott threw the article down. It was a fucking IGN article, which, first of all, I already hate IGN. But
I do too. They ain't nothing but a fucking clickbait hierarchy.
Exactly, but they're about as bad as BuzzFeed anymore. But either way, I still read the fucking article. I watched the fucking, quote, trailer video. And really what people are bitching about is they saw, like, the first, 2 minutes, which is, you're in a dungeon. So you're in a dungeon, and it looks like a dungeon. And then you're out in a field, and it looks like you're out in a fucking field. And people started freaking the fuck out and losing their shit because, oh my god, it looks so much like Breath of the Wild. How could they copy Breath of the Wild? What the fuck? What's going on? Why are people stealing from Nintendo? First of all,
that's the way it always has been. Nobody makes an original video game.
Yeah, nobody's made an original anything in fucking years.
Right.
Can you guys
yes.
Oh, I found the images for the show.
Go to on that top row, 1, 2, 3, 4, that fifth photo there. So the one that looks like a field. Yes, that one. Blow that motherfucker up.
Okay, give me a second. It's...
Yes.
So fucking sweet. It's so fucking sweet.
It is.
Right click, view image, damn it.
Keep clicking around.
But anyway, people started losing their shit. Now let me explain something to you. Many years ago, I did a fucking dissertation. It is still on What's Up Fandom Night, where I did a full fucking dissertation where I broke down fair use. And I explained that fair use is underneath of all copyright laws in every modern culture. So everything from fucking, Japan and Europe and America and throughout fucking Central and Southern America, anywhere where there is a big, quote, empire, what ends up happening is you have to get a set of laws that kind of matches up with everybody else. China is a bit of a rogue state, and the reason why it is that they're a rogue state, their copyright laws fall under this. That's why there's such a thing as fucking bootleg knockoffs from China in terms of movies, such as Die Hard here in America is called He Has No Shoes in China. It's not a fucking joke.
Well, to be fair, the picture is small to begin with.
I want to watch.
Right. No, that's fine.
So I can't do nothing because it won't let me do
Exactly.
No, but this is the small picture. I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it as well as I can.
We can see it, yeah.
Okay, so there it is. There you go. You guys a picture. I can see where they talking about Breath of the Wild, the open area. Look at the trees and the water and all that.
It's an open world. What did they want? That he would fucking step out into the field and it would be fucking blue? Is he supposed to be on Namek? And then we can complain about that because the grass is fucking blue and fucking because the water's green?
Right.
Yeah, there's your picture. So there's other pictures here, like
this has been blowing my mind. I've seen people crying and bitching about this. And see little things like that. They're like, look, there's a fucking cave right there. How many fucking places have had little stone buildings or caves or skulls? You think Zelda was the first fucking game to ever incorporate a motherfucking skull?
Exactly. So that's why I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay, none of this really matters. Everything is always derivative of everything else. Music, it's fucking derivative. There's even a fucking group. Like there's like a literal comedy video that's out there where there's a group of like 3 kids and they sit down and they're like, yeah, no, we need to play a song. And he's like, well, fuck it. If we're going to make a pop song, just fucking play it in A minor. And they're like, do what? And they start playing a fucking, like literally it's 3 notes on a keyboard, just ding, 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 ding. And that's fucking it. And they literally go through every fucking major pop song from way back in the goddamn 60s and shit with like the Beatles and everything, all the way up to fucking modern Rihanna and Kesha bullshit. And it's like every fucking song is the same goddamn song, so everything is derivative.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's not just that. If we're going to complain that this fucking Chinese game looks kind of like fucking Breath of the Wild, then what about all those fucking shooters?
Right.
There's not a shooter that comes out that doesn't copy Halo's control scheme now. Are they all just Halo clones and we should be mad and only play Halo?
Well, even then, if you want to start bitching about Halo, Halo was a fucking ripoff. The very first shooter ever fucking made, I want to say was like fucking Robotron 2099 or some such shit, which is literally you're some dude walking around and you can fire in 8 directions.
Well, no, that would be that would be an arcade style shooter. It'd be more like
exactly.
It'd be that
Is it Wolfenstein?
Yes,
Yes,
Wolfenstein.
Was that the first ever first-person shooter?
Yes, Wolfenstein was the first ever first-person
that's
shooter.
That's the only one you could play from now on.
Exactly.
They did it first. You can't play anything else that would dare copy anything even a little bit.
Are you needing me to stop sharing?
No, it's fine. It's because you stop talking. As soon as you stop talking, it cuts to whoever is.
No, it just blows my mind. It does. It doesn't make sense to me that I see people bitching about it. I don't understand the bitching. I don't. I can't. I don't get
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Yes, some games are copies. But, like, I played Street Fighter, and then I played fucking Fatal Fury. And I don't remember being like, it's just Street Fighter, I'm pissed. Look at these characters that are basically the same fucking guy. Fuck this game. I'm so fucking mad. Like, if we bitched about every fucking game that looked like another fucking game, really? Fucking really?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this even a thing? Like,
I was going to say, if you're going to talk about Fatal Fury being a clone of Street Fighter, what about that Fighter's History that was more of a clone to Street Fighter?
Fighter's History? Talking about World Heroes?
No, there was a game called Fighter's History where you had a Ryu-looking guy and a Ken-looking guy, but then again you had that with the World Heroes.
You talking about Art of Fighting?
What was... What was the company that did that?
Well, there's King of because if we're about to do this, there's King of Fighters. There's Art of Firing.
Data East at Fighters History.
There's Fighting History. There's Fatal Fury. There's fucking Street Fighter. There's Samurai Showdown. There's anything with a down to toward is fucking a Street Fighter clone. And then if you want to get technical, Street Fighter probably was fucking stealing from something. Like
Kung Fu.
This is it's fucking ridiculous. This is the dumbest. Why did this become a fucking thing?
Actually, no mean to cut you off. I like to do research when we talk about stuff. According to this, the very first historians agreed that the first real attempt at a first-person shooter game came in 1973 with Maze War.
Well, there we go. So
I'll give them that. Yeah.
Everything is Maze War. Everything.
Yep.
And doesn't matter.
It was for the MLAC PDS-1 computers installed at the NASA Ames Research Center. It was the first credited developer, and in the game, multiple users could walk through a 3D maze one tile at a time, shooting other players.
Then everything is that game. There can be no other game. Nothing else.
Yep.
It's that game. This is stupid. This is fucking stupid. Why is this a fucking thing? Why are people bitching about this? It's not like they fucking copied the source code and just like, okay, and even if they did, that's not even something we could bitch about now because we've allowed that too.
Yeah.
Like, what was that game that was literally made? Wasn't it
Counter-Strike?
Yeah, wasn't it Counter-Strike? Was literally...
Yes.
It was basically just a mod of Half-Life.
Yeah, Counter-Strike was a bunch of fucking college students were sitting around playing fucking Half-Life, and they were like, wouldn't it be great if we could play this together? And literally somebody sat down one night on a computer and started making a multiplayer version of fucking Half-Life, in which Valve found out about it, and they said, hey, we're not going to press charges, but we own that shit now. And they said, okay.
Holy shit. I was not aware of that. When you guys were talking about, what first-person shooter was first, who copied who, all that, and I explained that with that Maze War game. But I was curious on myself to figure out which game came first, Doom or Wolfenstein. Because
Wolfenstein.
Oh yeah, Wolfenstein definitely came.
Yeah, it was on floppy disk.
Wolfenstein. Yeah, Wolfenstein came first because while the rest of the team was working on Wolfenstein 2, one singular developer walked the fuck away from the project and started making Doom.
Well,
his own.
The first Doom game came out in 1993, but the very first Wolfenstein game was called Castle Wolfenstein, 1981.
Yeah.
I had it. I remember I used to go to my friend Sean's house, and it was just one little fucking floppy disk, and we'd fucking put it in. And then you'd have to tell fucking DOS to actually run it manually. It wasn't a Windows thing at the time.
Since this is a video game show, I do want to know, did you guys know this? Because I did not, that Wolfenstein is the world's 6th longest running video game franchise, 37 years and 10 months?
Yes.
There's only 5 other games that are longer than freaking Wolfenstein. That's actually it's quite amazing, actually. I did not know that.
So, fucking breaking news, motherfuckers. Somebody copied a very successful game.
Okay.
Let me dust off my shocked face.
Oh, shit. Let me try that. You can't see my face, but I'm very shocked.
Okay, what are we moving on to?
Something not... Something... I don't know.
Hold on.
We're holding.
Where's the bill?
While you're doing that, we will let's talk. So yeah.
Well, let's see. So we can either jump to the Gearbox thing or the fact that loot boxes are being banned. Well, not fully banned. They're being removed.
It's gambling, to be fair.
Okay, I'm confused about this because I saw another report that says that game producers or whatever are now going to have to actually what was it? They're being forced to
They're gonna
implement
have
the
to
actual
release
drop
the
rates.
odds.
Yeah, they have to
Yeah.
actually.
show the actual odds. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not taking them off the system. That's just telling people,
Right.
hey, you have fucking 0.5% Char Aznable.
Yeah, exactly. So that's basically what it is they're implementing a system that says you either tell motherfuckers how impossible it is to get this fucking gold plating for your fucking pistol in Call of Duty, or you get rid of your fucking loot boxes.
Well, to be fair, I found that out yesterday. That Gundam game that me and Bill have been playing. I think you're playing it too, Seth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Come to find out that I wanted to see what were the chances of me getting that Char Aznable pilot.
I think you could actually look up the drop rates on that
Yes,
game.
you can.
Yeah.
And it is what was it? A 6% chance to get it?
Yes.
Dude, that blew my fucking mind. So let's this is a thing. This is happening. Do you have anything here, Scott, before we move on? Because really all I have to say is it's about goddamn time that they stop. Because at least they're not lying to motherfuckers anymore. It's not, hey guys, there's this thing in the Dropbox. Now we know how much of a real chance it is.
To me, all this loot box shit could just go the fuck away.
Well, what do we replace it with? Like, do we make games $120 a game? And then the collector's editions are over $200? Is that acceptable?
No, just fuck them.
Well, I had that conversation with you.
It's a legitimate question, though. Right now, one of the things that's driving loot boxes is because the gaming is losing money. They are losing money. Stop and think about it, guys. Everybody tries to act like gaming is so expensive. Gaming has never, ever, 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 ever been this cheap. I bought my first fucking game for $80. The first game I ever bought of my own fucking money cost me $80 back on the Nintendo.
I think when I first got Majora's Mask for the N64, I think the damn thing was like 80.
Now stop and think about that.
Yeah.
80 win.
Give me a second. I'm thinking that game came out in 1999.
1999.
Nope.
You're online.
1998.
You're online right now. Go find a fucking calculator. One of those, what do they call that? Inflation calculator. And fucking type that in and tell me what that game costs today, and you'll know why they're doing this loot box shit. Because the corporations are losing, and also, this is back in a time when they recycled an entire game. That's how they made Majora's Mask. They took a game that was already made, recycled that motherfucker, did it in a quarter of the time with half the staff, and said, yay, give us $80.
Yeah.
And you have to have that expansion bay for the N64 to make it work.
Be honest with you, I've never actually used one of these before. So I put the year that it came out, 1998.
Yeah.
I put how much I paid, which I think was $80, and then the second line is 2019. The result is $124.
That's what your game actually costs. Are you willing to pay $124 to make sure loot boxes and DLC go away? Every game, normal prices. Which makes you question what that fucking collector's edition is going to be. Because also it should be more than that. Because now, what used to take 14 people to make Final Fantasy IV? Did you see the fucking credits on Final Fantasy 15?
Yes, I did.
Do you know that they used to be able to make a Final Fantasy game every year?
Yep.
Now they make a Final Fantasy game once every 5 or 6 years? So think of all those people they have to pay that used to get paid easily once a year just through profit margin. Now they get paid once every 5 or 6 years through profit margin. And if the game fails, a game cost literally millions of dollars, more than it cost to make a movie. And all they got from you was $40.
Yep.
Because, like, there's all kinds of games that are, and I think that's why remakes are becoming a lot more prevalent, is because
Actually,
they only do so much work. Like, most of the story is written for them, so they don't really have to pay writers except for, like, to re-script a couple things.
I'm actually curious now because you brought something up. Okay, so 19. Does anybody know how much the PlayStation 1 cost when it came out in 95? Does anybody remember?
I thought it was a $400 system.
Let's check.
Because
Yeah,
I
that
thought
sounds
I
about right.
remembered I traded my two Toys R Us. There was a deal they were running where they would take your Super Nintendo, and then they would take every Super Nintendo game you had at $10 a piece, no matter what the game was. And that's how I got my PlayStation. Was I traded my Super Nintendo and like 9 games or 10 games or some shit like that. It was like our whole library. It might have even been 15 games. I can't remember.
It costs $300.
$300.
Okay.
Roughly a $700 to $800 system today.
Nope. Sorry. Okay, we're just gonna put 200.
Shh.
Calculate.
Everybody be quiet. Shane's doing basic math.
Actually, I'm typing, not really mathing. Yes. So your PlayStation 1 cost $500.
Told you.
I was curious on that. Fascinating.
Which sounds about right, because that's about what a PlayStation costs now.
But the PlayStations that are coming out now are sold. Think about that. The PlayStation that was sold back then today would have actually been a $500 drop in your bucket. But now you take the same idea. Look at how much that difference is. And think about the fact that the next system that comes out is going to be a $600 or $700 system made from technology that literally one fucking graphics card, one motherfucking graphics card from the PlayStation 4 could pay for the production cost of the entire PlayStation 1 with profit.
Yeah.
Ooh, the N64 only costs.
And so
$200.
when they release a system, think about how much money they lose every single year. You know, it took almost 7 years for the PlayStation 2 to turn a profit because they sell these things for way less money than what they're actually worth because they hope they'll make the money back in video game sales. So
Yep.
this is where this is coming from. The reason all this DLC shit and loot boxes and dumb shit is showing up is because the gaming industry wants to make that money back that they used to make. And also the arcades are dying everywhere. The arcade might be prevalent in Japan, but it pretty much doesn't even exist over here.
Yep. Yeah, the only one around here that makes any money is only making money because there's bowling.
Like, what was the last game? This is a real question. What was the last fighting game or shooting game or arcade game that you played in the arcade before you went and bought it? I'd be surprised if you could tell me. I know what mine was.
That Halo game we played at the arcade
You
last
can't
weekend.
buy that game.
Technically speaking, I didn't purchase the game, but there was a local Chinese restaurant around here that actually had Samurai Showdown as an arcade cabinet, and before I got it on the Super at my dad's, when fucking Hollywood Video had decided, get rid of that shit, it's old hat now. So technically speaking, that would have been it. But yeah, that was many moons ago.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
I'd have to say Mortal Kombat.
Think about that. This used to be what sold video games, was they would come out in the arcade. You would go play them. You would give the company money. Because a lot of these places, they did not own that machine. They basically rented it. And then they paid back a profit margin that came from that machine to the company until they paid the machine off. And then the arcade would make money off that machine. So what these companies would do was they would say, hey, we're launching Soul Calibur 2. And these arcades would say, fucking sweet, do we get that? And they're like, you'll have it 1 year before the consoles have it. So, yeah. We're going to expect $80,000 for this machine. And then they would say, okay, we'll send that machine to me. I can't pay $80,000 right off the bat like that. And they would say, well, that's fine, because we're going to work with you. We're going to send you this machine, and let's say that you pay us $280,000. But you'll pay it to us out of the profit that you're making. So you can have the game right now as long as you just want to pay, say, 200% of what it's actually worth.
Well, I found something quite...
Do you know what the rent was for Aladdin's Castle? Because I actually do know what it was.
No.
The rent per month to run Aladdin's Castle in the mall that we had right here in town was $7,000 a month.
No wonder it didn't last. Well, when you look at inflation and all that, I found something quite interesting. So, this is just a few of the consoles, but did you guys know that a 3DO, when it came out in 1993, first off in 1993, a console originally priced at $700 was ridiculous back then.
Oh, yes.
Now with inflation, you'd be spending almost $1,100 for it.
You want to get your 3DO on?
Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh, I know, dude. I've looked at these.
Neo Geo. Original price when it came out in 1990 was $850. Fuck you. Now it's $1,100.
It was a great system, though.
It was. Now it's $1,100.
It was one of the first. It was one of the first legitimate systems that could match the arcade potentials. They had actual arcade ports.
Now, there are certain consoles that didn't jump up dramatically. Like the SNES was $200. Now it would be $330.
That's because the SNES. Look, I'm telling you, this is true for consoles. It always has been. They're made behind the times on purpose. You do not have a console in your home. Now you do. Now you do. But back then, you did not have a console in your home that could run an arcade machine. You didn't. They were not that sophisticated. That's the reason you would take Street Fighter 2 home, you would practice, then you would go play it at the arcade, because the arcade was better in every single way. It was more responsive, the control was better, the feel was better, the look was better, the sound was better. It was better. It was an arcade machine.
Yep.
The last game I played in the arcade and gave the company money before the game came out was Soul Calibur 2. That was the last one. Ever since then, I've always had the game before I found it in an arcade. Like right now, if we go to our arcade right now, if we all just said, fuck it, guys, let's go. We got till 2 a.m. We packed our shit up. We went down there and we decided to play. There's not a single game in there. Unless it is an express arcade cabinet that we could play that we can't just go buy. And if we go buy it, we'll probably spend about $20, maybe $40 to get that game that cost them a couple million to make.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to produce it, and then they have to ship it. We don't like to think about it because it's such a big industry and it looks like it's growing all the time, but there is this little underline of money that they used to make, profit margin, that doesn't exist anymore. And that's the reason we see all these fucked up business practices like pre-orders and shit. Pre-orders made a guarantee that said, what if we could cut down on production cost for actually making all these fucking games, for producing the discs and paying the truck drivers to ship them and flying them across seas and all that dumb shit? How can we cut down on that? And they said, well, I know how we can do that. We ask people if they want the game. If they say yes, we take their money now and give them a game later and fuck them. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Fuck them. They want the game. I'll make it. But I'm only going to ship about two extra copies per store for the shelves because I'm not going to produce anything that I don't have to produce because that's money out of my pocket. And quite frankly, I don't have the money out of my pocket that I did in the 80s.
Or, how's about this? Instead of actually putting it on like a disc and putting it in a case, Why don't we just put the source code up online and be like, download the fucking game?
That's
it's
part
still
of the,
all
yeah,
there. You can play it.
That's part of the pre-orders. You can order. You can pre-order a game digital, and you can pre-order it physical. And Scott should know this. GameStop only receives about anywhere from 2 to 4 extra copies of a game because the game companies don't produce them. Because why would you? If I was the game corporation, I'm legitimately thinking like a guy that knows business. If I'm the game corporation and you're the customer, and you tell me that you and 800 other people will buy my game today before I've ever even made the motherfucker, I'll take your money. Gimme money. You guys give me your money because my game's going to be awesome. I make the motherfucker, and I'm like, how many other people do you think want this game? I mean, everybody that guaranteedly wanted it has already given me money. Let's see, I got 800 motherfuckers that bought the game, 800 guaranteed buys, maybe about, you know what, ship an extra 100 and cut the production lines. I'm not paying for 32,000 copies. Already got the money. Let's move on to the next project. That's money saving. And profit, pure profit is the fucking loot box systems and the DLC and the microtransactions. It's pure profit.
Well, to go on to that even further, to get even more profit on possible physical games, they re-release them with a additional DLC content code.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they did that with the Call of Duty games.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
To get
in fact,
profit. And
because of the pre-order system,
they probably still lost money on that game.
Yep.
At first.
Exactly. But because of the pre-sale system, here's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start selling T-shirts for Reploid Productions. Everybody hand me $20, and I'll hand you a T-shirt in 2 weeks.
I mean, really, think about this. Movies are the same way. Movies spend about, like, anywhere from, like, $700 million or some ridiculous fucking number. They don't make that money back just by putting it right out in the theater day one. What it costs to make the movie might be $700 million, just for argument. Then, let's say you got a budget of $700 million. I'm over-exaggerating. But now you've got to advertise the motherfucker. So I'm going to need a $300 million campaign, which puts me at $100 million. Yeah, like $100 million is what my movie actually cost. Plus distribution, shipping of the movie, extra containers, things of that nature, promotional materials, and all of that other shit too. That's going to be about... So that puts me at $140 million was my actual... what my actual movie cost. Now, the theater makes money, and I make money at the same time, but I only make money per ticket sale, and that's not nearly as much as you actually think. So first I make money off of that, then I make money off the DVDs, which also I have to produce and ship and manufacture. So that's going to be another like $2 million, which is more than that actually if you're talking worldwide distribution. For all those things. Now I finally start making money back on my movie. After all that shit is said and done, and if I'm lucky, I'll break even. If I'm Disney, I'll make 3 times what it cost to make my movie.
Yep.
But not everybody gets lucky like that. You hear about these movies that go into theaters and they don't even make back what they actually cost. And you're not even seeing the whole picture. You're only seeing what it cost to make the movie. They also lost money on all the movies they sent, all the gas they bought, all the shipping, all the employees they paid. That's not incorporated in the budget of the movie.
All the marketing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're losing money. Now, the movie industry doesn't have a trap like loot boxes yet.
I was going to say, not just the theatrical run of the movie, but also marketing for the physical and digital distributions of the movies.
That's what I was talking about.
Right.
That's hundreds of millions of dollars that they don't make back until they can cover all the financial thing they just put out. Like, this is how business works like this now because these industries are so large. Like, if I made a game, if I put you guys together and I said, I'm going to make this game, I need help with these things. We're like 8 people, we make a game, we put it out. It's almost all profit. I could sell that game at $10 a piece and just make profit. Because it's going to take us about a year to do. A year of our time. Give up weekends for a year at a time. With a promise of a $5 paycheck per hour that you wasted every day. I could do that. The gaming corporations? Hell no. It's too big. It's too big. Yeah. So they're looking for ways to supplement all the money that they lose. And sadly, this is where we're getting all this loot box shit, is that's where it's coming from. But that's exactly what I'm getting at, is if you want to fix it, if you want it to go away, you need to boost their profit margins again. And there's only one way to do it. Give them money. Are you willing to give them, like, $140 fucking dollars a game? Because that's what it's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that the profit margins for just one company last year, 60% of their profit margin came from DLC, not from the games. The games only produced 40% of the company's profit margin. 60% of that year's income all came from DLC. So that means if you throw away DLC tomorrow, the company that was quite literally relying on it goes under. Because now they only have 40% of the money that they used to have. And they can't make AAA games anymore. And quite frankly, nowadays, if you're a AAA developer, it's the only thing you can do. You get stuck in this vicious cycle where you have to make AAA titles. And if you're not making a AAA title, you're just throwing your money in the garbage. Because companies like Capcom, you don't want to see small titles from Capcom. You're not interested in some guy's fucking passion project. You want Resident Evil 3 Remake. Well, that's a AAA title. That's billions of fucking dollars. Where's Shane?
I'm right here.
What are we on?
Hiding.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't have a topic.
Shane has no topic. So, they're releasing a couple new games. What new games are people looking forward to?
Oh, I'm looking forward to the Master Chief Collection on PC.
I could understand that.
Because they're releasing, the first game they're releasing in the collection is Halo Reach.
Oh, really? See,
Yes.
I thought this collection was going to be like you bought it and it was like a collection. I haven't really looked into this.
Okay, they are. You can. What they're doing is, okay, for the Xbox, you can buy it as in one collection. But that's called the Master Chief Collection, and Master Chief wasn't in Halo Reach. He was mentioned, and maybe I think he appeared at the very end, very, very end, but he wasn't an actual main part of the story. They didn't add Halo Reach into the Master Chief Collection. Now that if you own the Master Chief Collection on Xbox, you can get Halo Reach separate. But for the PC, let's see. The last Halo game that was released on the PC was Halo 2. They're putting it all in one collection, but what they're doing is because they're doing Halo Reach first. So when Halo Reach comes out, you can buy it. And then every other game is coming out in chronological order from when they release. So Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, so-and-so. That's what I'm looking forward to. But there was a setback. Apparently there's some buggy issues right now.
Good. Fix the buggies.
Yes. So it's been delayed, which is fine.
So in typical PC fashion, it's They're patching patches that needed patched 10 patches ago.
They're patching the patches to patch the patches.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I was keeping up with the gaming trends, but now, gosh, I have not. I have no idea what's coming out. To be fair,
That's because you're doing. That's because you're doing that wedding thing, and that wedding thing says, "Oh, you have money? Hold on, now you don't."
Well, technically, I was kind of keeping up here.
Well,
Right.
I'll tell you this. Fucking Zeddy better go find shelter. He's waiting for a fucking meteor shower to come down on his ass. He's got the meteor shower. He's going to be able to see it in his area around 11 o'clock. He said he stayed up to see that and to listen to us.
Nice.
awesome. So
I know for me, for stuff that's coming out, one is going to be the third Borderlands game.
that comes out next month. I remember that one.
Another is going to be one of these remastered games, the Ghostbusters remastered.
Oh, I'm looking. Oh, actually, I'm looking stuff up because you made me wonder now.
Oh, that's right. I do remember the Ghostbusters remastered thing is coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Yep. Yeah, I was looking forward to Borderlands, but then I heard a news account, and I said, yeah. Yeah, I said, nope, I'm a little done with you guys now.
That's just like I've been talking to a guy that's online here he's literally, he was a manager at GameStop for 11 years, and they basically butt-fucked him. So now he's exposing every single piece of fucking horrible, credible evidence. Real evidence. This is not a guy that's fucking complaining and whining and being like, ooh, I'm disgruntled because GameStop sucks a dick. No, he's actually releasing solid fucking proof about shit that's going down in GameStop. He's getting like backdoor information from people that work inside the packaging companies and shit like that are also tired of the bullshit. And he's exposing GameStop to a point where they even threatened to sue his ass.
Cool. See you in court, bitch.
They were basically like, hey, shut up.
Right.
You can't, don't work for you anymore, bitches.
And it's pretty much what he was saying, yeah. He took
Yeah.
There were people that were real pissed when he got, because they put a lawsuit on his ass and told him, shut up. And right after that happened, all of a sudden, all these people that have been watching his channel came out of the woodworks, and they were like, I'm a lawyer, I'll represent you. I'm a lawyer, I'll represent you. I'm a lawyer, I'll represent you. So he has an army. He has an army behind him, just like the fucking GameStop Corporation does. A giant army of lawyers that are like, fuck them, you're doing nothing wrong, keep doing what the fuck you're doing. They can't touch you, and they fucking know it. They want to scare you because you're one fucking guy. Well, now you're one guy with a 60,000 subscriber count, and 20,000 of them motherfuckers are lawyers. And we're all willing to represent you. And every single one of them love you. We're all willing to represent you. Tell them to shut the fuck up. And it's this kind of shit. It's time to expose dirty fucking company practices. It's time to expose dirty companies, dirty practices, and finally say that fucking people have to come first. People have to mean something. Time in has to fucking mean something. You can't just fuck people because you're the corporate. It's just like I watched Denny's fuck that dude. 28 years of service, one complaint on his record, fired.
Yep.
So I've never ate there again. I'm one guy. I can't make a legitimate change, but I can stick by my own belief system. And my own belief system says people have to come first. And I have not ate there since a little bit before I went to the Pekin. Yeah, it was a little bit before the Pekin apartment. I haven't ate there since because they fucked him, and I watched the entire situation go down. And it was so It wasn't just like I said, it's not a guy that's complaining because he was let go because he fucked up. He got fucked. He got legitimately fucked, and it wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And they have actually proven to the point where he was even on the news. He was on the local news in our area because he got fired, and he told his story. And they even confronted the actual employers, and the employers could not actually verify one way or another that he was supposed to be fired. And there was, look, if they have a legitimate reason for letting him go, they could say it. They don't.
Exactly.
They don't have a legitimate reason. Somebody wanted him gone for whatever fucking reason, and I think the real reason is because he'd worked there for so long and made a certain amount of money, and it was time for him to go. And they found a way to get rid of him. Because you cannot put in 28 years of your life with a nearly flawless fucking record, have one customer complaint, and be walked out of Denny's.
Yep.
Your time has to mean something. They fucked him out of a big portion of his life for no fucking reason. And I'm sorry, but that was it. I haven't gone back since. And they're not the only ones. I also have not been to GameStop in a very long time because people complain all the time, okay? And some places suck and some places don't, okay? Some places that get a reputation about sucking don't actually suck as bad as you might think they do. It could very well be that working there kind of sucks, but working kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But when a company is legitimately fucking dirty, you have it within your own moral obligation to cut ties. You don't need GameStop. If it is a legitimate, honest-to-God, dirty company, don't fucking go there. You can't make an impact. You're one fucking guy. But you can at least be true to yourself.
Because even I know this for a fact that I've heard people all the time tell me that they want to work for GameStop. I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, no, you don't. You shouldn't. And yeah, so that's just the thing. I believe in, even though you can't necessarily make a global change, because everybody wants to. Everybody wants to be like, fucking boycott Borderlands 3. You're not going to make a significant difference, but you could be true to your own moral obligation and say, this is what I believe. Fuck it. So if you believe that Gearbox fucking burned their bridge, don't get it.
Yep, exactly.
Everybody else in the world is going to get it. You can't make a legitimate change. You can't fix it. But you could stick to your own moral obligation and say, I believe, fuck them. And I'd support you 100%.
That's why I don't buy That's why I don't buy Konami games.
It's true. I haven't bought a Konami game since I have it in my soul that I believe that they acted a certain way, and my trust is broken, and I won't go back. I have not bought a Konami game in a very long time.
Nor do I ever plan on buying another Konami game. It don't matter if that game looks fucking amazing. I'm not going to buy it.
I even had that one argument with you where you were like, well, I'll just wait for it to come out so-and-so, and I'll buy it from GameStop or whatever. And I was like, that still supports them. It's like, the only way you could buy that game without supporting them is to wait for another motherfucker to buy it and buy it off of that motherfucker, because then it's his profit, not their profit.
Yep.
Because you didn't add to one extra copy that floats around the world.
Yep.
No, just wait until Mega gets a copy. There you go.
Well, yeah, that technically that's true, because
Mega
is a 100% pawn shop. So if you buy it from Mega, you didn't support anybody.
Well, if you're talking about
Mega.
Except Mega, yeah.
Well, when I bought Metal Gear Solid 5, I bought it used at GameStop, so Konami didn't get my money. GameStop did.
It's true.
Yeah.
At the time, I wasn't irritated with GameStop. I was irritated with Konami.
Right.
I was like, you know what? GameStop's a piece of shit, but here's my money. Fuck you, Konami. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm same with down here with Zeddy. I'm still getting their magazine too, but I won't be renewing that card. So once it's done, that's going to be a chapter in my life that's somewhat interesting that I don't think about. Here in about maybe 2 months,
Yeah.
I'm going to no longer receive that magazine. I've been getting that magazine for like fucking 10 years.
Yeah, I still get it myself.
Won't get it
Well-
because I'm not going back there and I'm not renewing that fucking card.
I stopped getting it, like, mine expired like months, I think maybe like 4 months before I left GameStop.
I will not shop at GameStop for any fucking reason. They will not get a penny from me. So that magazine will be gone just like yours is. Isn't it weird?
Well, I mean,
Isn't it
technically
weird to
speaking,
know?
don't they have those cutout things still where you can send it in and
That's a GameStop magazine. It's a corporation
Ah.
that runs through their company. I won't buy it because it goes to them. It's
Fair
their
enough.
profit. I won't buy it. And like I said, this is not like a complaint. Like I'm telling everybody get behind me and fucking boycott and move to the moon. It's not like that. It's just the way that I think I have to be true to myself in life. And in terms of that, I support the things that I believe deserve support, and they fucked up. As far as I'm concerned, until they do something that proves to me that they have changed as a company, as a corporation, and begin to put people, customers, and employees first over their own profit and fucking horrendously shady backyard deals, I'm done with them. And I'm done with everything that associates with them. If it makes them money, I will not be a part of it.
I get you.
And that's just for me. Kitty!
Holy crap! There's a cat.
It's fucking Orion.
Nope. That's
Fucking-
Jack. He's a turd.
Fucking look out, man.
He will
Big ol'
wake you up at 4 a.m. because he decided he needed love and attention.
Bug is gonna stab Seth in the neck.
Oh,
Yep.
because when you said Orion and the cat, I was like, oh, that's Men in Black.
Mhm.
I haven't seen that movie.
And then there's gonna be a little dude in Seth's head.
Yep.
And then there's going to be a really awkward moving dude who you can tell doesn't fit in his own skin because he can't move the damn. And it looks like he could be harbored
Right.
inside that skin of a person that can't move. Could be a ginormous bug. Which, by the way, I don't
It's
give
just
a fuck.
way, way bigger than it should have
don't
been.
Give a fuck if that bug can like make itself fit in skin. No, because when it broke out, you saw how large that thing was. He was not. Bullshit. I call it bullshit.
He couldn't have wrapped that Edgar skin around his leg.
No, yes, I don't give a fuck. That was bullshit.
By the way, missed opportunity. Just to put it out here, missed opportunity. In fact, Scott, you said what you're waiting for. You're waiting for Borderlands 3. That's what you want to play.
Yeah, it's Borderlands 3, the Ghostbusters remastered stuff,
Yes.
and there's the new Pokemon that's come out at some
Oh,
point.
fuck. Yeah, you're right. The new Pokemon
Yeah.
does look fucking good.
Zelda for me.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting on that in Pokemon.
I actually have.
Which that won't be until 2020 until I have the money to buy both those games.
I'm also looking forward to. Well, I already own it. Do I need to buy it again? Dragon Quest XI's coming to the Switch. It's the definitive edition. I don't have that. I just have the PS4.
I want...
You know, this is one of the few times that I would allow double dipping for you, Shane, and that's only because now you could take the fucking game with you.
And it looks great. And everything
Yes.
I've read says that it's one of the best Dragon Quests, but they also say that it fell into the whole problem now where I don't know if it's a problem per se, but it's supposedly it is the easiest Dragon Quest ever released.
Yes, it's not very difficult. There's another game. There's two other games I'm looking forward to. One of them is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, it looks good.
Eh.
Gooigi.
Ouija. And the other one is I haven't really saw much going on with it, gameplay wise, maybe a little bit here and there, but I am genuinely interested in that Death Stranding.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks all right.
I want to see if Kojima can knock it out of the park.
I'm still waiting on Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal? That comes out November 22nd.
Gundam Battle Operations 2. That's what I want.
Yes, but that's not on my list.
That's on mine. That's
No. You misunderstand. I should have explained better. It's not on the list I'm looking at because they won't give me a release date on that.
That's right. That's what I'm waiting for.
I want that too because I want to beat you up.
Good luck with that.
I won't be very difficult.
Okay, we'll see.
Mm.
So far, your threats of whooping my ass in mini games have fallen flat. So,
right.
Let's talk. Last topic. Let's end this. Missed opportunity. Games that could have been, that have not been. Just to talk a little bit. I actually think, just to start us out, because we were just talking about it, I'm surprised that there has yet to be like a Mass Effect style Men in Black game. Like, that universe feels like it would really work for that style.
Yeah. The closest thing to that was there was a game, but it was based off the fucking Saturday morning cartoon from way back in the day, it sucked.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah, I think that was on Cube and PS2.
It fucking sucks. It's so bad.
The first time I played it, it was a fucking demo disc in a fucking box of goddamn Reese's Puffs.
Tell you another missed opportunity in gaming. By now, Dead or Alive keeps going after these guest characters, and they keep landing people from like Fatal Fury, like Mai Shiranui, which, okay, Mai Shiranui was like the first... She's not, but we're gonna say she was the first tits in gaming. Like, that were, there they are, and they were bouncing everywhere and shit. You get the idea. She was like the first one that made that a huge thing. So I get why they put her in there. But, if they're looking for characters... Do you know they have, like, a literal jump of characters that they've never used, that I can't figure out why they haven't used them? What happened to the Rumble Roses girls? You know they were designed by the same company that made the Dead or Alive models? And they're both owned by the same... Are they owned by the same company? Or did Konami was the one that owns them? Well, they can't be under that much... Look, they basically don't fucking exist. There hasn't been a game since Xbox 360 launch. Like...
Right.
There's no demand for them. They make perfect sense to be a part of the Dead or Alive universe. Buy them. Put them in there. Let them do something.
Right. Although, probably with the way it's sounding, since Team Ninja is the one who ended up making Ultimate Alliance 3, it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to be like, hey, so how's about we get some of these here Marvel characters in this game?
I wouldn't...
Cross-promotion?
There's no way.
Right.
Disney won't let that happen. I have a feeling that Disney... Even though Marvel is not... It's not as babysat by Disney as you would think, because Marvel is still doing quite a few things that... If Disney had complete fucking control and you really think that Disney is the company it is with the family-friendly washboard fucking... Disney, be careful, everybody, no language. If they were really paying that close attention, we would not have 4 Conan the Barbarian books being produced by Marvel that are blatantly hardcore to the point where Conan in the first book gets raped. That's not a joke. That happens. Book 1. Like, it is a severe, bloody barbarian book. It pulls no punches, and that's a Marvel property.
If anything, they'll probably try more and shit like that, but still.
Nobody else got anything?
I got two possible things.
I'm trying to.
What?
Okay, one we constantly come across every time when we go into any kind of Dynasty Warriors game. How they could have went that route with Power Rangers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I also think that because they already did that route with another game that was huge, I would like to see them do Final Fantasy as well. Because there's a Dynasty Warriors for Dragon Quest. Why is there not a Final Fantasy Dragon Warriors or Dynasty Warriors? Because there's Dynasty Warrior Gundam, there's Dynasty Warrior One Piece, there's Dynasty Warrior Zelda, yeah. There's Dynasty Warrior
Fire Emblem.
Oh fuck, that's a thing now too. Yeah, there's Fire Emblem. There's Dragon Quest.
Zelda.
There's Zelda. He said that.
There's also Dynasty Warrior.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's still like people.
Yeah, there's still an actual Dynasty Warrior.
The game kind of sucks.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead serious.
I heard that there's like a few other Dynasty Warriors type games coming out too, but it's like, you guys would have had more than enough time to try and figure this out for the Turtles and Power Rangers.
Yeah, but I wonder, like, you don't know what's holding that up either. Like, there could be something that makes it not happen. I don't know what it would be, but I mean, you would have to license the Ninja Turtles, and then let's say you want to license all the Ninja Turtles bad guys. Do the Ninja Turtles still own all the Ninja Turtle bad guys? Like, because I read the comic books, okay? I read them. I get them. I have the $200 fucking book that came out, issue 95. And yes, that book is already selling for $200 and more because it features the first appearance of Jenny. Video on this channel. Go look at it. Female turtle. I'll tell you all about it.
We already have the female turtle.
And it's not that long either. It's a 9-minute
Not like
video.
this.
It's a 9-minute video. I talk about what she is, what she looks like, what she represents, where she came from. Yeah. But that book is already selling for more than $200, and it was the last issue. We're on issue 96. And anyways, my point here is that I'm reading Turtles. Karai is in the Turtles. Shredder is a thing in the Turtles. I haven't seen Bebop or Rocksteady in so long, it makes me wonder if they're even a part of it anymore.
What about Craig?
No. Well, okay. He's not what you remember, but Krang is in it.
Baxter Stockman?
Yes, he's in it. But this is comic book Baxter Stockman. It's the black scientist dude.
Right, the original.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
The way he was meant to be. What about Tokar and Razor?
Haven't seen him
Oh.
in a long time.
What was that other one?
I'm on book 96, and I can honestly say that I don't think I've seen any of those like icon characters like that we grew up with.
Yep.
I don't think I've seen them in 30, if not 40 books.
What about...
Like the Shredder's dead, but that's not as rare as you think it is. He died in the first fucking book, and almost every relaunch he finds a way to die, so he's not nearly as dangerous as people tend to make him. Like, if they did a video game, I'm sure they'd do the video game and they make it be like, oh, Shredder's a big evil, and I'm like, no, he's not.
Right.
He's the leader of the Foot Clan, he's dangerous, and then they kill him, and then we move the fuck on to bad guys that are a legitimately higher threat level than he is.
In the 80s cartoon, he wanted to rule the world, and then he was like, "But I want to rule the world. I wanna." I'm like, oh my God, Shredder.
So
that's because again, that was that parents' coalition for child safety bullshit, and fucking Ninja Turtles can't throw punches and kicks.
Well, whatever. People are stupid.
Yep.
I grew up with the Turtles. I didn't fucking want to go stab somebody with Leonardo's fucking katanas.
just read some of the shit that Zeddy said. Don't use Goo Luigi to make a Mo Slime Girl. Oh, shit.
But no, I can't think of anything at the moment, dude, to be honest with you.
It's because it's fucking late. It's
Yeah.
late
Yeah,
and we had all that
exactly.
trouble getting started. Hopefully this will not be an issue next time. Hopefully I have it fixed and we'll see what happens. What a bitch.
Yeah, it only took 20 minutes and me looking through a fucking internet forum. Oh, hey, here's how everybody else fixed it. Is it really that simple? God damn it, it's really that simple.
Yep. So I think we are signing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.